Let's actually start and hear him out, and we're going to discuss. Okay. Yay, exciting times.
Yo,
Exciting times.
so much 80s.
Yeah, so much 80s.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Merle here with some major breaking news. Just like last week, we had major breaking news with Netflix announcing that they were going to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery. Well, Paramount Skydance is not going down without a fight. This was always a possibility, but I'm honestly a little shocked that they're actually going through with it. David Ellison and Paramount Skydance announced this morning that they are beginning a hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery by putting in what they call a tender offer. We've discussed hostile takeovers a little bit here on the channel before. It was a possibility back before there was a bidding war that David Ellison would do this, but he has decided that Warner Brothers Discovery didn't take the best offer on the table, so he's going to go straight to the shareholders and ask them to vote on his offer, and if they do, then Paramount Skydance will acquire Warner Brothers Discovery. But there's a lot of road between here and there. Let's get into the details first of all. The offer that Paramount Skydance is making directly to the
Okay, hold on. There's an echo. Oh.
There is? Oh.
Sorry about that, guys. I saw where. Okay. We're gonna have to... No, we're not gonna start at the beginning. Because we already heard that, and yeah, we're not gonna start at the beginning. There's an echo. God damn it, I'm sorry about that. I forgot that the audio should come from another source, and I put the two sources on. That's what happened. But yeah, it should be the Warhammer 40k, not Warhammer 40k, the Warhammer stream tonight. But these news came out, and we can't wait until the morning.
They're breaking, yes.
Tomorrow I'm gonna play Warhammer 40k in the morning. Just gonna be switched, basically. Hey, Truth is here. Truth is here.
By the way, Man of Gunning is Man of Subculture right now.
Ah, really?
I just saw it, yes.
Oh,
so,
Man
hail
of
to the Man of
Subculture.
Subculture, finally. Yeah.
Well, since Truth came, and we just like a few seconds in it. Oh, El Turner also came. Offers 108 billion. Yeah, that's kind of hard to resist, I think.
Just buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, Thomas, it's tonight for you, morning for me, Warhammer stream, yes. Okay, let's then start from the beginning, and I'm just gonna cut that part out, so it's good for everybody that's gonna watch this recorded. That's the best way to do it, guys. Okay, let's start again from the beginning, and this time, not gonna go back, just gonna stop and talk about things, and all of that. Okay, let's see. Yay.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Merle here with some major breaking news. Just like last week, we had major breaking news with Netflix announcing that they were going to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery. Well, Paramount Skydance is not going down without a fight. This was always a possibility, but I'm honestly a little shocked that they're actually going through with it. David Ellison and Paramount Skydance announced this morning that they are beginning a hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery by putting in what they call a tender offer. We've discussed hostile takeovers a little.
Tender offer.
Very tender offer. Let me tenderize it for you.
Yeah, 108 million. Ha!
Yeah.
Yes.
A little bit here on the channel before. It was a possibility back before there was a bidding war that David Ellison would do this, but he has decided that Warner Brothers Discovery didn't take the best offer on the table, so he's going to go straight to the shareholders and ask them to vote on his offer, and if they do, then Paramount Skydance will acquire Warner Brothers Discovery.
Now, I just want to say this. Imagine the news. Super dramatic outcome. Paramount is acquiring Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Because, Netflix were so sure about it. Everybody ran with the news that this is 100%, where at the same time the news were going that Paramount's going to do this, the hostile takeover. Now they have done this. So it is in the air. So interesting. I mean, I never seen such thing before.
Absolutely, yeah. That's like watching, Mike Tyson and someone else fighting. Now, like three people fighting.
Yeah.
So they started like easy, like Doherty. Doherty. That would be 108
billion.
billion.
If it was million,
I mean,
even Madonna can buy them.
I don't know what Zazov can do now, but if the shareholders are smart, they just say, "Oh, sure, take the money." But didn't he wanted actually $30 per share or something like that,
And they now delivered.
and they now deliver it? So yeah.
Yeah.
Discovery, but there's a lot of road between here and there. Let's get into the details first of all. The offer that Paramount Skydance is making directly to the shareholders is an all-cash offer at $30 per share, which is higher than Netflix's offer, which came in at $27.75 a share with 85% cash and 15% Netflix stock. That's what Warner Brothers board agreed to. That puts the valuation of the company at $108 billion with Paramount's offer. Keep in mind that the Warner Brothers Discovery merger was at a valuation of $43 billion. So the price of this company is skyrocketing as this bidding war escalates. Paramount said that its deal will be fully financed by the Ellison family, so David Ellison's father, Larry Ellison, etc., Redbird Capital, which helped to finance the Paramount acquisition, along with $54 billion of debt commitments from Bank of America, Citi, and Apollo. And the offer expires in 1 month unless it's extended. An interesting side note here is that Warner Brothers, per its agreement with Netflix, would have to pay $2.8 billion to Netflix if the company decides to take another offer. Now, briefly, the way that a hostile takeover like this works, I am not a financial expert, so I'm sure there are many people that can go more in depth on this, is that Paramount Skydance takes this offer to the shareholders of Warner Brothers Discovery. Now, there's going to be a lot of argument in the public from Warner Brothers Discovery and Netflix and from Paramount as to whether they should or should not accept this offer. If a majority of shareholders decide that they want to sell their stock, basically, and take the offer, then they will do that. And then there's a secondary process called a squeeze merger, where if a majority of shareholders say that they are going to sell their stock to Paramount Skydance, then there's a process where the rest are bought out because they've essentially been squeezed out of control. It basically results in the same thing. David Ellison made an appearance on CNBC this morning shortly after the hostile takeover was announced to lay out his case as to why Paramount Skydance is taking this action.
What we were told repeatedly was that they wanted all cash. We delivered all cash. We are offering shareholders $17.6 billion more cash than the deal that they currently have signed up with Netflix. And we believe when they see what is currently in our offer, that that's what they'll vote for.
In a press release, Paramount Skydance said, quote, Paramount's proposed global transaction is for the entirety of WB Discovery, including the global network segment. Paramount's strategically and financially compelling offer to Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders provides a superior alternative to the Netflix transaction, which offers inferior and uncertain value and exposes Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders to a protracted, multi-jurisdictional regulatory clearance process with an uncertain outcome, along with a complex and volatile mix of equity and cash. Paramount also launched a website called StrongerHollywood.com to make their case. There are a lot of things listed on the website, and we're going to look at a few of them in a second. But one of the statements on that site said, quote, Paramount is highly confident in achieving expeditious regulatory clearance for its proposed offer as it enhances competition and is pro-consumer while creating a strong champion for creative talent and consumer choice. In contrast, the Netflix transaction is predicated on the unrealistic assumption that its anti-competitive combination with Warner Brothers Discovery, which would entrench its monopoly with a 43% share of global subscription video on demand subscribers, could withstand multiple protracted regulatory challenges across the world. The Netflix transaction creates a clear risk of higher prices for consumers, lower pay for content creators and talent, and the destruction of American and international theatrical exhibitors. Netflix has never undertaken large-scale acquisitions, resulting in increased execution risk, which Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders would have to endure. And one of the things that's on this website is kind of a side-by-side of the two offers and why Paramount Skydance's is better. Now, I want to make very clear here, I am not saying that Paramount Skydance's is better. This is the case that the company is making, and I'm going to provide some counterpoints to some of these things in a few minutes. But when you look at these two side by side, Paramount is saying that their offer is better because they are offering to buy 100% of Warner Brothers Discovery instead of just the streaming and studios business. Their cash consideration is $30 per share. It's an all-cash offer, whereas Netflix is offering $23.25 per share. Their total consideration is $30 per share, whereas Netflix's is $27.75 per share. Now, this is a big one. Paramount says that the total value of their offer is $30 per share because they're paying cash out of pocket for the whole company, whereas they say that Netflix's total offer value is only $28.75 per share because they believe that Global Network stock will only be $1 per share. So this is going to be a key argument point going forward. David Ellison and Paramount are saying that the Global Networks business, which would be spun off into its own company under a Netflix deal, would only be worth $1 per share once that process has been completed, whereas Warner Brothers and many others have said no, they believe that the company could be worth $3 or $4 per share. And even if it gets up to $2 per share, that then makes Netflix's deal worth more to investors and shareholders because they will have the stock and the cash from the Netflix offer, and then whatever the Global Networks business is worth. That is going to be a big point of argument. And David Zaslav and Warner Brothers Discovery are going to have to convince shareholders that this Global Networks business is going to be worth more than $1 per share. But I'm sure that they will mount a robust effort in that because I think that they want this Netflix deal to go through. I really do. Otherwise, they're going to have to pay $2.8 billion to Netflix, and really it's all about cashing out. It's really what this whole argument is going to be.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, boy.
So we still have like halfway to go, but I mean, none of us are financial experts or
No,
anything, but when all is said and done, isn't that I mean, so much more?
I mean, it looks all the things of the side of Paramount were in green, so I mean, there were more positives than negatives actually.
Yeah, it looked just way better.
Also, really, they deliver cash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, that means that the shareholders gonna take away a lot more money now instead of dealing with crap
yeah,
along the way.
They have to deal otherwise with crap really.
I mean, just
the whole
sounds so much
time.
better. And for Hollywood seems to be a lot better. They don't care about that, of course, but
I do think that Paramount buying Warner Brothers is better for cinema altogether, not only for Warner Brothers. At least I want another big studio to have them. Paramount has been around also for a while, and Netflix is, Netflix.
but don't worry.
Yeah.
Grace Randolph already complains
Really?
that if yeah,
What did the stupid blonde woman said?
she said that I mean, actually, I'm not sure if she's still live, but she was live before we started, and she said basically that she worries if Hollywood becomes too far right.
Oh
Then
boy,
what
Jesus Christ!
are we going to do? Because the right always twists the
Jesus
truth so
Christ.
much,
Really?
but the
Really?
left
Since
doesn't
when?
really do that.
Oh no, never.
Never,
Never.
ever. But the right twists everything. And
So I'll tell you what will happen. What
that
will
was the
happen?
gibberish that I hear after.
Gibberish. What will happen if Hollywood goes too right is that we're going to have quality movies again, with no stupid things inside and woke mind
Yeah, you know,
viruses
Mission
and everything
Impossible
else.
movies are from there, and Tom Cruise is working with those guys.
Yeah,
So I
and it
understood.
actually those movies always have had the diverse cast, even without the times when even when it wasn't modern. I mean, yeah, it always had diverse cast, you know.
Yeah.
So
and it was
that's why they
great.
still feel okay. Yeah.
Continuing.
It's going to be two groups of billionaires trying to convince their shareholders, many of which are also billionaires, which one is
Or
going
people.
to net them the most money. That's what this argument is going to be. On value certainty, Paramount says that the $30 per share is an all-cash proposal for the entire company, so you absolutely get what you have, a bird in the hand. Whereas Netflix has less certainty of value, given the unknown nature of what the linear network's equity value is going to be. So they're saying basically you're taking a risk here because you could be hoping that Global Networks is going to be worth more than it really is. Why not just take the money that we're giving you right now? On closing certainty, Paramount Skydance says they have a clear path to regulatory approval, and it provides for superior closing certainty and protections for Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders. Whereas for Netflix, they say it has much more challenging approvals and a later outside date, meaning it will take longer for this to get done, which underscores the regulatory uncertainty. And this circles back to something that we have been talking about. We talked about it really with the Paramount merger with Skydance and the regulatory approval there. And now even more so with this one, the idea of Larry Ellison, who is a backer of this deal. He is a close ally of the president. The fact that Paramount Skydance could essentially grease the wheels on regulation has long been one of their major selling points, and that is now going to be their major selling point. That they will be able to get the regulatory approval for this deal, and that Netflix either won't be able to, or that it will take a very long period of time to do so. Now, in a perfect world, both of these deals should be subject to major regulatory approval, particularly because with the Paramount Skydance deal, you have the added element of them buying linear cable networks to combine with their existing portfolio. That should trigger regulatory things that Netflix doesn't even have to face on their side. Both of these offers should be met with a massive amount of skepticism. You're combining two movie studios in both cases. You're combining two streamers in both cases, although again with Netflix, it is a much bigger streamer than Paramount Skydance. On the Paramount side, you're combining cable networks. However, there is let's face it, there is a reality in this situation that Paramount Skydance will face a much easier road to get regulatory approval than Netflix. That is their, no pun intended, if you'll pardon the pun here, trump card in this scenario. And this is what they're going to lean on heavily. I don't agree with it. I think this is a bad thing. I don't think in a business deal that you should have one side that is on better terms with the government than the other side. The government, when it comes to regulation, should be a neutral party that's actually looking out for what's best for the people and kind of providing that function, but that's not what we have. Although it should be noted that it was reported this past weekend that Ted Sarandos spoke with President Trump prior to Warner Brothers accepting Netflix's offer, and reportedly he came away with the idea that the regulatory issues wouldn't be a problem. However, the president said yesterday that he thought that the deal between Netflix and Warner Brothers could be a problem and that he would be personally involved in that decision. And that is just one of the things with this particular administration. And I don't even think this is a political statement. This is something that has been noted about
What a
President Trump
mess.
time and time again, which is that when you're in a room with him, you can have a conversation with him. You can think that you came out on one side of the issue, and then he'll surprise you by saying something different than what he said in that meeting. I mean, he can be very mercurial when it comes to things like this, and it can often change on who he's speaking to. Just this morning, while all of this news about the hostile takeover was breaking, the president slammed Paramount on Truth Social because he was not happy with a story that ran on 60 Minutes last night, saying that they were no better than the old ownership and that the show's actually gotten worse. So, they think they know where they stand with them, and then they do something he doesn't like, and he'll come out publicly against them. So I think that there have probably been moments when both Netflix and Paramount Skydance have been surprised by some of his statements or indications because they think that they are on better or worse terms with him than they actually are. So there is also some instability there when we're talking about regulation. But I think that it is absolutely undeniable that Paramount Skydance does have the easier road here. As far as timing, Paramount says that their proposal would expect to receive regulatory approvals within 12 months. Whereas with Netflix, Paramount Skydance says they're likely to face a significantly longer approval process or be blocked entirely. And as far as regulatory commitment, Paramount Skydance says that they're committed to exhaustive regulatory efforts up to a material adverse effect on the company, with the process started in multiple regions. They say that Netflix has agreed to more limited regulatory efforts with no obligations to do anything to its existing business. That's all. Who knows if that's true or not? That's just probably between the two companies. So we know what Paramount Skydance is doing. They've put their cards on the table. The question is now, what will Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery do? And they've got a few different options. One of them is that Netflix could come in and they could just up their offer. They're in negotiations with Warner Brothers Discovery now. They could come in and say, okay, if the Ellisons want to offer, or if Paramount Skydance, I should say, want to offer $30 per share, then we'll offer $32 per share or $34 per share.
Oh my God.
At the end of the day, when you look at the two companies side by side, Netflix has a valuation, according to the Wall Street Journal, of around $400 billion versus $14 billion for Paramount Skydance.
Jesus.
You could reach a point where Paramount Skydance institutionally just could not take on any more debt, no matter who their backers were, because it's just not financially sound to do that. I mean, right now they'd be taking on over $50 billion of debt if this deal goes through. Netflix could also make some public concessions. Especially for the stronger Hollywood side of things. They could publicly say, all right, we're writing into the deal, for example, that we're going to guarantee a 45 or a 60-day theatrical window for any Warner Brothers release. That would ease some of the criticism, particularly for people that are saying that this would be a disaster for the theatrical exhibition business. If Netflix were to say we are putting in legally binding terms that Warner Brothers movies will have at least the existing theatrical window, that could ease back some of those concerns. Although, again, when you're talking about the shareholders, and I mentioned this in the first video, I don't really think that preservation of the theatrical experience is very high on anyone's list when it comes to the stakeholders here. It's very high on my list.
Yeah.
It's very high on the lists of a lot of creatives in Hollywood and a lot of movie fans who enjoy seeing movies in theaters. But I don't really think that that is an argument that's going to resonate with shareholders. However, if you're looking to make this deal look less controversial, that is one concession that Netflix could make publicly. Now, the big concession they could make would be to say that we are going to divest ourselves of HBO Max, either pre or post acquisition. We'll either, work with Warner Brothers Discovery now to do it, or we will promise to do it after we acquire the company. Regulation-wise, if you're not combining HBO Max with Netflix, I think that makes a lot of those issues kind of non-existent because you're not combining two streamers. Now, of course, you would still have the rights to the intellectual properties, so you'd have basically the value of HBO Max because they could just take all that stuff and put it on Netflix, but you're not technically combining the two streamers. I don't think that Netflix wants to do that, but if they want this deal to go through badly enough, and the regulation is what's holding it up, they could do it. I'm not saying they would or they will do it, but they could do it. The other thing that they could do is to just stand firm. They could just say, listen, this guy's desperate. He's putting a low valuation on the network's business. We think it's going to be worth a lot more. We think that you are getting good value. We think that we have made you the best deal. They'll lay out their own case as to why they've made the best deal. And they could say to the shareholders, okay, fine. If you want to take the $30 a share deal and go with this guy and go with this company, then you can. We'll take our $2.8 billion that you're going to pay us because you're going with a different company, and we'll go home, and you can just sell to him. That's possible.
Poor people.
Netflix can just say, we're not going to put up with this, and we'll take our fee and walk away. Again, not saying that they will or they should do this, but I think it's possible that they could do this. This is obviously a story that we knew we'd be keeping an eye on for a long time, but it just got a lot more complicated and a lot more interesting in some ways. I guess I'm not shocked that David Ellison would do this. He comes from a family that gets their way. And Larry Ellison, his father, has done some of the most high-profile hostile takeovers in corporate history. So it's not like this is something that is out of character for the family's business portfolio. They are billionaires. And billionaires generally in this world, when they see something that they want, they get that thing. And they will go to any lengths to get that thing. And so we will see what happens. This next month now, it was already going to be kind of a furious amount of negotiation between Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery to get that deal done because Warner Brothers Discovery said they wanted it done by the end of the year. Now you have to add to that this hostile takeover bid, the courting of the shareholders, making your cases publicly, and everything that comes with it. So I will obviously be keeping a major eye on this, and hopefully nothing broke while I was recording this. I tried to gather all of the relevant information and may have even included some stuff if stuff came out while I was editing. But I also wanted to get this out to you because this is a major breaking story. What was already one of the biggest merger and acquisition stories in Hollywood history has just gotten much bigger and much more complicated. Of course, stay tuned right here to the channel. I'll be keeping my ear to the ground. I'll be watching this as closely as possible, and I'll bring you any relevant updates. Thank you so much for watching this video.
Awesome.
Awesome, yeah.
So definitely go watch this original video when you can.
Yeah, he really put the information to good use. Yeah, all the information needed is right here in one place. Yeah.
Yeah. So what the heck do we think about this?
Oh boy.
Oh God, it's a lot.
It's a lot of maths, I would say.
So yeah, definitely go watch down tomorrow, guys, whenever you can. So we have expected this. We reported it on one of our streams that this is coming. It came. And well, I'm happy. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
Be interesting indeed.
Paramount is making an offer that seems to be very irresistible, but again, Netflix can say anything, and
Yeah. I mean,
sway the shareholders. Who knows? Who knows?
either that or really Warner Brothers and the shareholders can be just really firm to their position and say no, already we've made our decision and that's
Yeah.
it. That's that.
I mean, if I was, well, if I was a Warner Brothers, I would be like, "Whoa, you're giving me cash like
Yeah.
right now,
Cash in, we wanted $30 per,
and I don't have to deal
per
with crap."
share,
Oh,
you know.
and movie theaters get to be movie theaters in the business and right politics better than left politics. All right,
Exactly.
all right, all right.
All right, yeah.
Yes, I agree, but no, I'm not a shareholder, so nothing I can do about that.
Well, I do hope that most of the shareholders are right-wing.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Because otherwise, who knows? But really, don't they want a bigger cinema release window than what Netflix is offering them? So
I
isn't
mean,
this better
yeah,
for the
it
cinema?
is very unsure, you know, for Warner Brothers to leave their company to us to Netflix, which are not a movie studio even,
Yeah.
and they don't care much about theatrical, even though they promise theatrical. But if they're not, you know, contractually obligated, I don't know how to say this, you know, obligated by a contract. Okay, I cannot pronounce.
Obligated.
Yeah, to release all the movies for long enough time, because the theatrical window also matters for how many weeks a movie is going to be in theaters. Then, you know, what's gonna happen? How are they going to make as much millions or billions with the movie when it's just on Netflix?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we are
yeah.
subscribing. I mean, we're not subscribers, by the way. We're in Bulgaria and don't need to do that,
I don't
actually.
think that.
But let's say you're in America, because a lot of you are in America, or in other countries that actually prefer to subscribe to Netflix. So if you're subscribing, let's say you're giving them $15 or whatever is the lowest subscription to Netflix. How are they going to make billions of dollars? Like, for example, if you're releasing Avatar on Netflix, where you're going to make, okay, billions because many people subscribe, but they didn't subscribe for this movie. Maybe some of them did, but that's never going to be equal to a movie ticket, because everybody is going to subscribe to the whole mostly and not to a particular movie. So how are they going to replace that, you know? With a theatrical release, you can have a $1 billion movie, and you can still benefit when later you're releasing it on your service. And people that haven't seen it in the movies can give their money now to see it on the service, or they already had the subscription. But you're going to make double the money. You're going to make the money in the theaters, and you're going to make the money in the subscription, with a subscription. So it's no brainer. If Netflix cannot see still the value of movie theater releases, I don't know what to tell them. I mean, they have to see it. It's still there. Kids love to go to the movies as well, and kids are the latest generation, obviously.
Yeah.
For them, it's an event. For us, it's an event to still go to the movies and see a movie.
Yeah, with friends, with parents, or whatever.
Yeah, and you actually remember when you went to the movies, when you saw a particular movie. There's some memories that I have throughout all my life. When I went to see Avatar, when I went to see The Avengers, when I
Yeah,
went
I
to see
remember.
even Batman Something Begins. I
I
forgot.
remember the first time I went to the cinema in 1992. I remember which movie it was. You know, it was the Ninja Turtles too, by the way.
Yeah, it's not the
Cool.
same.
It's not the same,
It's
yeah.
not the same sitting in your living room and watching the movie.
No.
I
No matter
mean,
what TV you have, is
Yeah.
it with 3D, is it with whatever?
yeah, my
no,
TV is with 3D.
Not to, yeah.
From
right?
2018.
Yeah.
By the way, my TV is kind of old now. It's 6 years old. Jesus. So yeah, my TV has 3D, and I can watch Man of Steel in 3D and other movies, and it's great. But still, the whole event,
But still, yeah,
that doesn't exist.
you prefer
the
to
event
see Man
feeling.
of Steel in cinema the first time when
Oh, yes.
it was out, and then rewatch it in home or things like that.
Yeah, that gives
Uh,
me two types of
Yeah,
experiences.
exactly. Not to mention that, okay, yeah, you might have a great movie that is on the streaming, and some people may subscribe for that, but after they watch it and the subscription is over, they won't renew that. Like it happened with the Snyder Cut of Justice League. A lot of people subscribe to HBO Max just to see that movie, and after that, nobody continued, or at least not many people. Yeah.
Indeed. Now let's see what your guys are saying. Okay, so Truth arrived. Of course, Joe, Karate Werewolf
Werewolf, hey.
arrived. Hi to you guys. On the other chat, John Dome came as well. And Slipknot.
Hey,
And
Slipknot.
Slipknot. Hail, guys. So yeah, this is obviously good news. Competition is always good. And again, Paramount will do a lot better with Warner Brothers and do it more justice, so to speak, than Netflix. That is how it looks like from now. This is just how it looks like. So Truth says Netflix buying Warner Brothers is depressing. No, that's Karate
That's
Werewolf.
Karate Werewolf, yeah.
Yes, of course it is. Truth says Sonic 3 definitely woke up Paramount.
Yeah.
But hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I like all the 3 movies, although in the second one there was a stupid moment.
Mm-hmm.
know.
Karate Werewolf says stopping subscriber churn.
Yeah.
And don't need to do that. What are you implying? Don't need to do that. When did I say
That in Bulgaria we don't need to do that. Subscribe it to Netflix.
Yes. We are implying that we can get anything that we want
Yeah.
with other means.
With other means.
Yeah. And
Also,
this is from beginning of time, basically.
I mean, it's from the beginning of time, and it's really unnecessary to give your money for 3,000 types of subscriptions.
I mean, we don't have the money for that. So
Yeah.
Netflix, if we don't have anything to watch, we're still not buying that.
Yeah.
So it's just how it is, just the reality of the situation.
Yeah, exactly. Some people here do it, even people who don't have money actually do it because it's kind of like, having cable TV back in the days when it was a brand new thing and they feel obligated to do it. But you actually not, because nowadays you can find the things really to different means and
Yeah.
not giving your hard-earned money to those companies. So every time someone tell me, some of my students, for example, they, well, my parents have subscription to Netflix, and say, but why though?
Why though?
Say, how old are your parents? And they tell me an age, like kind of my age, and say, so they know what to do.
Yeah.
So why though?
Why though?
So why though? Yeah. Nobody has to do anything. Yeah.
Not really. This is how it is here. I mean, from since a lot. I mean, it's literally since
the
like
dawn of time, and
the dawn of
you're
time
not,
when we had internet.
Yeah.
Literally nobody has extra money except
No.
some people,
Except
like
some people, yeah.
rich parents again.
Yeah.
But most people don't have that money, and when you have so many, things to pay and whatever, and if you can't watch something, you're still not paying for it. So you're just not gonna watch it. So
I
Netflix
have,
actually doesn't lose any money. That's what we mean.
Yes, exactly.
Because
You're
they're
not
not gonna
taking
get them-
anything from them anyway.
Yeah, they're not gonna get them
Also,
anyway.
I do have friends who have, for example, subscriptions for Netflix, HBO Max, Sky Show, then some other subscriptions with their Paramount and whatever, and even YouTube Premium, which is okay, but it's still too much.
No,
and
yeah,
then
so
and then those people complain because they're actually not all those big tycoon rich people here, and then complain and they say, well, man, why do you have 3,000 subscriptions there? You line them up, all of them. That's, what, $5 to $10 per month. Why do you have it? And then complain, I have no money. Well,
Yeah.
just take it away.
Stop
subscribing
subscribing
to
to
everything.
I doubt that they have time to watch it. They're so busy.
That's the other thing. Also, I, for example, some of the other cartoons that I watch with my son, well, I found where to watch them, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's even sites that you can access from all over the world.
Exactly.
A lot of
Exactly.
those.
And you're not taking anything from that. When am I supposed to watch old stuff? They take everything down.
Hey, bonjour, JJR.
Hey, bonjour.
Yeah, and Karate Werewolf says it's also about sticking a dagger into their competition. Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Well, Thomas says that the YouTube Premium is a must for me. I hate aggressive ads. I mean, us too.
It is.
Us too.
It is very,
Yeah.
useful because I use the free one, that the 30 days. It is very useful because you can still do other stuff with your phone and still having the video on and other things like that. It's still too much money.
Yeah.
Not only for Bulgaria, if you ask me, but it's still too much money for that.
I mean, if I didn't have any other bills, I would definitely pay that.
Yeah. If no other bills and other expenses, sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Plus, ads help me, so I mean, any content creator, we just count on that. If not, we count on you guys.
Let's not forget
Otherwise, we
about that.
can't do
Yeah,
anything. We
let's
can
not
exist. We
forget
can make
about
content. So
exactly.
that's crucial for YouTube to exist.
That's just when people used to complain about TV. Well, there are so many ads on TV. Well, how is the TV supposed to make money?
Yeah, that's the only way.
How exactly it's supposed to make money? You watch it for 15 minutes, go to the toilet, do something.
I mean, that's why it's free.
That's why it's free.
That's why
But
it's
back in the
free.
day when I
It's
used
the
to
same
watch
thing with
TV, to me it was a great. Okay, so some commercials. Okay, then I have 10 minutes. I'll go and do this, do that, or then we move on to the show.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be complaining all the time.
Yeah,
So,
those needs. I mean, any production needs to be paid somehow, whether that
Exactly.
be YouTube videos or whatever. So
Exactly,
that's the only
yeah.
way. YouTube Premium is a good way to still support creators and avoid ads. So that's
Yeah.
why there are two types of doing things.
Exactly.
But for me, I need editing software that I'm paying every year. So my money for YouTube Premium are going into editing software.
Yeah.
That's most important for me. And King of Monsters says, I dropped a lot of subscriptions because most of them were useless and overpriced for what was offered. I'm about to drop Prime because of the advertisements that were added to the paid account. So yeah, I really don't agree with that. You are paying, you still get ads. That's where I really don't agree now.
Yeah, you're
with that.
paying not to get ads, but you still get them. So what are you paying for?
Yeah, what are you paying
Yeah.
for? What are two streaming apps is all you need, indeed.
Indeed.
And Thomas says, at least in New Zealand they have an app called TVNZ Plus that has ads, but they aren't aggressive like YouTube ads. Oh, that's great. I mean, some moderation
Yeah,
is also good.
moderation is needed. Indeed.
And yeah, JJR says, I hope Paramount can get the WB away from Netflix. That's what we are all
That's what we're all hoping.
for.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, as I said before, Mission Impossible with Batman and the Justice League and everyone else. Yeah.
And True says, well, drink up me hearties, yo.
Well, drink up me hearties, yo.
I cannot read that better.
I
I
already kids
chicken nuggets.
harpoon it anyway.
Harpoon it. Harpoon it, of course.
Shiver me timbers.
A lot of timbers.
A lot of timbers.
Okay, now I'm going to click
Stuff.
I'm going to click in that Cosmic Book site just to see if anything came out while we are here, and then guys, we gotta go. I mean, that is the breaking news. We covered the breaking news. When did I put? Where did I put? Oh, the aha!
Aha.
Aha!
Ah.
At this point, we just covered so many news from
Oh yeah.
this site. I'm
News left
seeing
and right.
news.
News
Yeah,
flying around.
I'm just seeing news in my face. News in my face. That's new.
News in
Okay,
my
there's
face.
nothing
Nothing
new.
new. Okay.
There's nothing.
New news.
Yeah. So tomorrow gaming stream it is. I need a break from all the news coverage,
yeah.
honestly. My cardiovascular system's gonna explode by this point.
Cool news.
From just being extremely exhausted from doing everything, basically. You know what I'm referring to, right? I'm not sure, Truth. I mean, he probably knows what you're referring to.
I thought we were just quoting pilots or something. Actually.
Yeah. Otherwise, we don't know. And Joey says, ads? What's that? Oh, the stuff ad block keeps away. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, if you do that to YouTube, you're screwing me over. So, and every other creator that's trying to live off the ads somehow. And Dear Clayton says, I don't pay for any streaming services. I get my content from other sources. You can find it if you want it. Exactly.
Totally.
Exactly, Dear Clayton. And Man of Subculture.
Man of Subculture.
Thanks so much for the shared links.
So yeah.
Indeed.
Which reminds me that here you go. For example, Asterix has this show on Netflix with 5 episodes or something, and no need of Netflix
Yeah.
subscription to watch.
We're gonna find it, alright?
So
We're
yeah.
finding it. Amos, you're probably the one Gunnar in France.
I'm sure that there are many Gunnars in France now.
Yeah. But Dear Kaita says, but I'm sub to Empress Charles.
Hey, here we go.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you
that's
so
the
much.
only subscriptions you need.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, and of course Hell, yes.
That's it, yes.
Yes. And yeah, guys, I really thank you for that. I was going to say something, but damn gosh darn it. What was it?
About the means that we get stuff here, or was
No.
about Paramount and whatever else.
No.
Well,
But in any case, we're gonna try to cover as much news as possible about this because things just keep going like that. Number one, Gunnar Thomas, of course, of course.
they
But
should
yeah,
make a
guys.
contest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do plan to stream in the morning, Total War Warhammer, so we're gonna take a bit of a rest from the news, and I'm gonna keep just cutting the rest of the videos that we made today in the morning, because there's still many other news. And Clayton says that he will sub to the superhero troop when it's monetized.
Thank you, Clayton. Yeah.
Thank you, dear Clayton. Only 2,000 hours.
Only.
Yes.
It was a Jack Sparrow line. No, I thought it was, for example, Davy Jones or something like that. But I was close then. Okay.
And
Shiver
thank
me
you, dear
timbers,
Clayton.
yes.
Preach, my brother.
Exactly.
Thank you, dear Clayton, as well. Preach. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. So we really gotta go, guys. Just gotta get my strength. I'm super tired, unfortunately, from everything for the morning stream, and hopefully the game is good and we're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna destroy my army, of course, because I'm not good at Total War Warhammer, but still, we're gonna have our fun. So without further ado, guys, love ya. Until next time with me, the Party Campus, and Logan. Bye bye.
The 40K Empress leads the way as warriors of the imperium sway into realms where dangers play, where hidden minds hold sway. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Beneath the grand cathedral spires, plots twist like smoldering fires, but with her blade of pure desire, she claims the stars entire. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. The imperium we prevail. Through storms and battle cries, her banners pierce the darkened skies. With bolter hymns the traitor dies, as loyal warriors arise. Saints and psychers bend the flame, every world speaks her name. The Empress rules without shame, as war she does reclaim. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. The imperium we prevail. The warriors march with sacred might, their purpose burning crystal bright, to lift the throne world from its plight and guard humanity's light.